No bark. Hey, no. Good morning. Hey, no. We are cleaning up the house. I need to take this time while the kids are on break to start getting ready for our garage sale. Nobody's here. They're just barking at the neighbor's contractor. Wyatt's vacuuming. I'm cleaning up my office and going through so much junk. I'm gonna go outside and water my peonies. My friend Aubrey brought over some from her grandpa's house because they're selling it, and she knew that I wanted more peonies, so I planted a bunch of those next to the other peonies I have already in the backyard. So I don't know if they'll bloom this season. My other ones definitely will, but I need to go out and water them real quick. Oh. This has not been my day for my dogs. My dogs have been barking like crazy. And Nuna's frustrated me because she won't eat anything. You don't need that yet.
We won't need it.
Touche. You tell Kai's had a lot of fun vlogging lately.
I'm doing jumping.
Why don't you take these and put the cupcake liners in?
Okay.
Make sure to separate them out because you know how they get stuck. So we are making our annual spring cupcakes. I try to make these every year, but the last couple years I haven't just because we've been so stinking busy with everything. Kai's on spring break and she wanted to make them, and I had all the ingredients. Well, we had to go out to get M&Ms because a certain somebody ate all of our M&Ms, but that's okay. Anyways, we're gonna make cupcakes. We'll have to do multiple batches because I don't have enough cupcake tins for some reason.
Okay. There's enough.
For 32? Or no, 36, because 18 plus 18 is 36.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's it.
Alright.
What can I help with?
Why don't you crack all the 4 eggs into a small bowl and beat them for me?
Okay.
3/4 cup plus 3/4 cup equals what?
A cup and
1
3/4.
1.5. Right? 3/4 is 1.5 cups. Okay, so I just have to show you guys. This is the desperation of this dog. Remember how I said that Georgie loves eating, but Nuna has to be bribed? Georgie was banging on her food bowl and I told her she had to wait because she doesn't get to eat until 5. And she started at about 4:45 and now she's just sadly laying next to her bowl waiting for us to feed her. And then Ava's working on her graduation invites, our party invites, and super excited about it. I need you to take the trash out.
Okay.
Dude, those...
Hi, internet people. What?
I won't show your butt, but I need to just like... Oh my god. Why? How old are you?
Like 13.
You're almost 13. These are size 5 toddler shorts. Dude, give it up already. I know you love them,
Never.
but they don't fit you anymore.
Is that cheese? No, it's eggs.
Yep, and then add 1 more half cup, and then you can add your eggs, and then we'll stir that together and then mix it into the dry. So I'm also celebrating today because it's 80 degrees out. My trees are blooming, my flowers are starting to bloom, my peonies are coming up, and today marks the official day where my plants have been out here and have survived now 2 winters. We don't have any heating or cooling in here minus this electric fireplace, which I rarely use unless I'm out here and it's bitterly cold. But yeah, all my plants survived, so pretty excited about that because that means that they'll be okay the next couple winters because we've had a polar vortex the last 2 winters we've been here and it gets pretty darn cold out here, so super excited. And my Easter cactus that John got me from Walmart is doing so well and it's so pretty. Hopefully I can keep it alive till next bloom. Alright, so like I mentioned in the last vlog, we've had some issues with Nuna eating. I've had to basically bribe her and try to get her food more interesting. We tried freeze-dried bison treats with goat milk probiotic, with her kibble, because I have a huge-ass bag of her like special gut-sensitive fur joint food that I need to get through. Liked that for a good day and a half and then decided I'm not going to eat that either. So we are now on to using a beef pate and a little bit of bone broth, beef bone broth from the pet store. So that's what I'm doing for now to get her to her vet appointment, because again, she will not eat to the point of throwing up bile at this point, and they're pretty excited about their dinners now. I'm being nice and giving Georgie a little bit of her pate. That's where we're at, is disgusting. I have to put together their food for them, and they eat separately now. Because that one is fine eating kibble, and they were eating together perfectly fine, but now Georgie is eating whatever Nuna doesn't eat because Nuna doesn't like it anymore, and that one is getting fat. So, Nuna, you know what you need to do. You need to sit. You need to sit down. Yes. Stay. Oops, that's not your bowl. Stay. Georgie's food. Sit. Stay. Stay. Nuna, okay. Go to your bowl. Good girl. Okay, Georgie. Good girl. I take any moment I can to reinforce their training from when they were puppies. I think we wish for nice weather a little too hard because it is hot. It's about 81 degrees outside. Beautiful. Got some spaghetti on the oven. No, on the stove. And then I have cupcakes in the oven. These are cooling, and then I'm gonna decorate them. They're pistachio chocolate chip, and then I put a cream cheese frosting and M&Ms on top. They're so good. But yeah, I have dinner going. Cupcakes are baking. Whew, and I'm sweating. Oh my.
My husband's doing the dishes.
Because I made him.
Did you force him?
What are we gonna do tomorrow?
How are we going to zoo?
I'll make sure our membership's still there.
Alexa, what's the weather gonna be like tomorrow?
We can go see the new Kodiak Bears.
Ooh, yeah.
New exhibit.
Go look at the new parking lot.
They finished.
So sorry if my crunching is annoying, but I'm eating a cookie. One of Wyatt's teachers asked if he could take out their garbage bins for him while they're on spring break. And since we live in the neighborhood, we said yes. So he's got his little side job. He's really into like wanting to earn money. So this is a good thing. So we're just walking to the house. He's biked ahead. Kaya's biking past us. I know which house it is. Be careful. Look both ways. She's outgrown that bike, sweetie. John gets really mad at me when I say that Kaya or Wyatt have outgrown things because it makes him really sad. But we're just commenting that Kaya and Wyatt are getting along so well today. It was very weird. And now that I just said that for the second time out loud, they're going to start beating each other up. So as much as Wyatt wants to have a job, we really want him to start like using the lawnmower to mow people's yards because our neighbors would totally pay him. Pay him well too. Well, here's the issue, is when the younger kids start getting jobs, it actually means that you then have a part-time job because you will be responsible for making sure that they did a good job. So then it kind of becomes more work. So I do want him to get a job, but I also don't. So this is kind of nice, although as you can see, I'm walking down with them to supervise.
Is it the house all the way on the corner? Like
Yep,
the corner?
on the left with the fence around the
Does it
side.
have a truck in the front?
I don't know.
No, black SUV?
I don't know. So I do have their address, but I also know what the house looks like, so I don't need the address.
Show me the address.
I don't. Oh my gosh.
On camera.
Like Ava, she house sat our friend's house for us, and she, you know, to make some extra money. But then of course I like needed, or no, it was last year. She watered our friends flowers for them. She almost killed them twice, so I had to go over with her. So it's just stuff like that. Like, you don't realize, especially if your kid's not driving yet. Oh my gosh, that's even more fun. And I say that sarcastically, because then you're driving your kid to their job. Anyways, these are the pains of having kids growing up. Again, things that you don't realize when you're younger and you're planning to have a family. And you think, oh, they'll just get easier as they get older. If you have little kids, relish them because life just becomes more interesting as they get older. Your leg is caught. Come here. Come here. Come here. Right, Nuna? The kids just become more interesting, huh? I know nature is cool and stuff, but this kind of stuff freaks me out. What are those? Those look like fire ants, John.
I don't have fire.
I don't know. They look scary. Why are they all there? Ugh.
Macro picture.
No. Why are you like this? Ugh. Ugh. I can't. So we're on our way to the zoo. It's Thursday. John took the day off so that way we can have some time most of the day. He worked this morning. But we're gonna go to the zoo. Kai really wanted to go. We haven't been in a while. But yeah, the kids love the zoo and it is very educational and we do have a membership still, so we're gonna go utilize that before it expires in June. Although my nephew likes coming here to go to the zoo now, so I might have to keep the membership. That ant life, man. I love it.
Hey.
I bet dinosaurs they'll be able to figure out and bring it back, and I bet Jurassic World would happen.
Oh, look at it. It's a Triceratops.
In a pretzel.
Its tail
I
is
wanna ride
gone.
the Triceratops.
Why, its tail's
no,
gone.
Its tail is
Someone
gone.
take a picture.
Probably because big kids keep sitting and climbing all over it. Here, hold on. Say cheese, Wyatt. Yeah, he's taking a photo. Here, I want to... Wait, alright, let's pretend like we're having a really good time, like, riding it.
Wait, pretend like you're riding it.
Whoa! That's how the tail broke off.
You told me to pretend like I was falling off.
So pretty out.
Wouldn't it?
It is so
smells good, too.
hot. Oh, I know, Kai. I love the smell of air conditioner. In freezers, in beer coolers, oh my gosh. I used to huff the air when I'd walk into a beer cooler when I worked at the bar. It's that like weird, oh, I also love the smell of pools, chlorine.
I like full chlorine stuff.
But we should not actually sniff those, Kaya. We should just breathe normal. But anyways, no, do not inhale them. Good parenting, Kelly. We had a lot of fun at the zoo.
I got a brown bear car.
Yeah, the brown bear was pretty adorable. I gotta say, taking the kids to the zoo now versus when they were babies, so much easier. You're not even toddler stage. Like toddler stage, you're worrying that they're gonna run off and get hurt or run in front of somebody or get stolen or whatever. And now it's just like relaxed. It was really, really enjoyable. So other than the $12 sodas we purchased, $12 altogether, not each, it was pretty affordable too because of our membership. But now, Kaya requested we have sushi for lunch, so we're gonna go to the Kieran Asian Mart. It just opened a couple months ago. I haven't had a chance to go there because I've just been so busy and I want to see it. So we're gonna go head there. They do have a food court supposedly that just opened there, like an Asian food court. So maybe they'll have sushi there. If not, we'll go find sushi and have a dinner lunch and then head home.
I know someone who went to the Asian Mart.
Do you? Did they like it?
Yeah.
Is it pretty cool?
They bought they bought squid flavored Lay's.
Alright, here we go. Asian Mart. Super excited. We ordered our food at QQ across the way. QQ is so good. So we ordered it to go. And then we're gonna go into Asian Mart. Get blue crab. This makes me so happy. I mean, it's not at the level of a lot of the East Coast, or West Coast, but this is progress. Little Korean third grade Kelly would have been very excited to see so many Asians in one spot and Asian products. We didn't buy a whole ton at the Asian Mart just because I was kind of overwhelmed, but we did get some Shin Ramen. Their prices on bok choy so much better than normal American stores. Mushrooms, green onions were better priced there. I don't understand why, because they're the same exact quality. We got some hot sesame oil, some soy sauce, and a few different kind of chips and treats for the kids to try. And then some fish balls and crab meat. John wants me to make him ramen this weekend, and I bought these big bowls. And these little egg drop noodle soupy type thingies, but yeah. You leaking everywhere?
Yeah, I'm leaking.
Something just amazing happened. Like to the point where I started crying because I was so happy. Ooh. I just ran over 3 miles. Not intentionally. I needed to go clear my head, so I was like, I'm gonna go for a run because the weather is so beautiful. And I just kept running and running and running, and suddenly my watch yelled at me and said, hey man, you've run 3 miles, and I just broke down crying. It was incredible. I have not been able to run since COVID. And then before that, I had only gotten up to about like a mile since my 3rd surgery, hopefully last surgery on my knee. And even before that, I only was able to run a couple times too. So the fact that I went from 1 mile pre-COVID to 3.18 or 0.2 is just pretty great. So I'm sore already. My knee is feeling it, but it was a really nice moment for me. I'm a little bit like sunburnt from the zoo and then going out and running because the sun now stays out until 8 o'clock at night. I'm gonna feed the dogs because I just kind of was like, I have the steam to run. Here's my issue is if I don't just go run when I feel like I want to go run, I sit on the couch and then I don't run. That's how it used to be. I was looking back because I made a reel on my Instagram about my momentous occasion today. And I was going back to look at when I actually started running, and it was in 2015. And I was like race after race after race, like every weekend. That's what I was doing, sometimes twice in one weekend. And I was running 3 times a week. And somewhere between injuries and soccer and life, I just kind of stopped, and it feels really good to be back running. So anyways, oh no, my running belt just broke.
Zippers are easy to fix.
I know, but it's... Oh, wait, that's not my zipper. Where'd this zipper come from? Because the zipper for this is still on here. I've had this thing for years. This is like my 2nd running belt I ever bought. So I've had this since 2015. She's my best friend. Anyways, I didn't feed the dogs. You want to bring me their bowls? Did you already put food in them?
No.
What is she eating then?
I think Daddy better.
Did you feed the dogs? No. Oh. Well, what food is in Georgie's bowl right now?
It's regular food.
Who fed her?
I don't know.
Well, alright, it's how much food's in there. This is how she gets fat, is because people are overfeeding her. You guys are gonna get the vet mad at me. She's gonna yell at me again. The vet at the last appointment said her Georgie weighed too much. Whoops. Georgie, go eat your food. Where's your bowl, Nuna? Come on, Nuna. I think your bowl's in here. Okay, eat your food. Go ahead. Oh, you want me to bring it out in the kitchen? Come on. Oh, go, Georgie. Go eat your food. This is not for you. Here, Nuna. Eat your food. Georgie. Good girl, Nuna. Come on, eat your food, Nuna. This is what she does. Nuna, eat your food. And you guys saw in the earlier vlogs, she would actually eat it, and now she does this. It's the exact same thing I've been feeding her. Why won't you eat? I made that for you. Me! I made that for you. You should eat it. Come on. Eat your food. Good girl. Eat your food. Good girl. There's a good girl. I made this food for you. It's a good girl. Eat it. Oh, it's a good girl. Yummy. Oh, it's so yummy. Come on. Come on. Eat the food. Come on. Good girl. There's a good girl. Come on. Eat the food. Luna, please. Yum. Come on. Oh. Good morning. Well, actually, it's good afternoon now. So it's 12:07. We are on our way to my mom's house to go visit her. She just had shoulder replacement surgery on Monday. So it's Friday now.
Try to say shoulder surgery.
I
really
can't.
Fast.
Shoulder surgery. Shoulder surgery.
Just like your mouth, like will
shoulder
stop.
surgery. I'm gonna start drooling. Shoulder surgery. Shoulder surgery,
You have to, like,
shoulder
force it
surgery,
out, like it
shoulder
won't
surgery, shoulder
just come
surgery,
out.
shoulder surgery.
You're still getting it wrong.
Anyways, we're on our way to go see her, spend the afternoon power washing their house for them, and then having dinner with her, and then my sisters and nephew. Yeah, it's Friday. John took Thursday and Friday off so that we can have a long weekend with the kids. You guys saw kind of what we did yesterday. I slept like a rock last night after my run. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm very, very tired today, both physically and mentally. It's just crazy, but I feel really good. So, yeah, but my parents live about 2.5 hours, a little less than 2.5 hours away, so I think we'll be there in like the next hour or so. I'm getting some work done. God love technology and be able to travel with it, because I kind of put off work yesterday so we could have a day with the kids. So I'm just catching up on stuff right now, but yeah, this is the fun drive. I've made it a million times in my life because somebody has always lived where my parents live, whether it's a aunt, uncle, grandparent, or sibling. Wide open spaces. Wide open spaces. Being very good girls. Nuna, such a good girl, Nuna. Georgie still hates the car. Didn't vlog yesterday at my parents' house because I didn't know, well, A, they put us to work pretty quickly when we got there, and B, I know that when I was recovering from my surgeries, I didn't necessarily want a camera on all the time, and this is my channel, so I didn't want to put my mom in that position because my mom is so nice she wouldn't say anything. But she's doing really well. She seemed really tired, so I was glad that we could come out and visit and do some work for them. But yeah, it was a really good time. Got to spend time with my nephew and my sisters, and it was good. But we had a late night last night. We didn't get home till around 10, but it was beautiful weather, and yeah, it was nice seeing them. But today is Saturday, and we are on our way to drop Wyatt off at a friend's house. He's gonna go hang out for a little bit of today, and then John and I are headed to the park. I'm gonna go sign a petition for Ohio's reproductive rights, and then we're gonna go to Lowe's. I get nervous saying that because everyone's always like, you're always doing projects. Oh, I just choked. We're gonna try to attempt to build a raised garden bed today. I really miss my gardens. You guys remember I had a ton of raised garden beds that I made at the old house before we moved, and I just really miss having cherry tomatoes and things like that. So we're gonna try to build a really, really raised one because we do have a lot more wildlife at our new house. We have deer, we have coyotes, we have foxes, we have ducks, geese, oh my gosh, like raccoons, you name it. So I will have to find a way to protect my garden beds a little bit better. So we're gonna raise them up quite a bit higher and then also try to do some type of outside something. But yeah, we're gonna do that and then have our friends over for a grill out this evening. And traffic for some reason is really weird right now. People are just driving like they don't have common sense.
No.
Good morning, guys. So I stopped vlogging yesterday because John and I needed to get some work done outside. Georgie found our new structure. We just got really busy, and yeah. But I'm going to show you guys kind of what John and I built over the weekend. Feeling really overwhelmed right now, so there may only be one vlog this week just because you guys know I'm really busy with all of the end of the year school stuff and all of that. I need to do my taxes today. That's something I really, really need to do. I need to start working on the yard, getting it prepared for Ava's graduation party. But one of the things that I wanted since we moved, but you know, we were working on the house and stuff, was to have my raised garden beds again. Because we live in the middle of woods and a big field, we get herds of deer. It's like 12 deer herds. like 12 deer in a herd, like huge. We get coyotes, we get foxes, we get wild turkeys, we get tons of raccoons, we have mice. Like, that's just what happens when you live in the middle of nature. So my other raised garden beds were like on the ground, obviously, but they were above the ground, if that makes sense to those of you who garden. Or I should say, if that makes sense to those of you who don't garden, because people who do garden know what I mean. So I needed to kind of find a solution that my garden bed would get enough sun, but also would be protected from predators. So this is what I came up with. The only area of our yard that we get full sun all day long. These are my peonies I just transplanted from my friend. These are the peonies I already had. I need to kill that lily of the valley over there. We tried getting rid of it and putting rock over, but it's still, they're awful. If anyone ever asks you want some lily of the valley, just say no. They're so invasive and they're poisonous to dogs. So this is the only place we get full sun. So this is what it looks like. It's higher off the ground, so little predators can't get to it. This is treated wood. I didn't want to mess with regular wood because last time I used scrap wood for all my things and I had to either stain it or they started looking like crap. So I chose to use treated wood so that it won't look like crap. I'll stain it next year. And then I'm using these little insert pots down here because you don't want to have treated wood because it is treated and has chemicals in it pressing up against food that you're eating. So those actually fit nicely. We sized it out in here, and that's how I'll grow my tomatoes and peppers and strawberries and, you know, whatever else I decide. This works out well. We'll build another one to go next to it, but it's super high, so I can reach it, but also we have chicken wire and other things that we're gonna wrap around the entire thing and above it, so it's fully enclosed. We're gonna frame that out, and then on this side between these doors we'll have chicken wire doors framed out that will unlock and open to keep it away from raccoons and stuff. Yeah, that is one, and again we'll build another one if this one does well. But again, I have to be careful with what I plant out here. Hi, Georgie. Hi, baby. Hi. I have to be careful what I plant out here because it is so cold suddenly. I'm like sunburned from this weekend, but now it's freezing. I went from 80 to 50. I have to be careful what I plant or how I do my garden box out there, just again because I don't want to just grow stuff to be eaten by the wildlife, and I also don't want to attract wildlife. So keeping everything completely enclosed is going to be my best bet. So we'll see how that goes. I did get like a pretty good like locking system for the door. Why are you staring at me like that? The garden bed. I did get like a latch that like you have to put the latch over, then you have to turn it, just again because we do have at least 2 or 3 adult raccoons that frequent our yard regularly because I see them in the cameras and they set off our sensors all the time. They're very curious. But yeah, so I don't want to attract more of that to our house, obviously. And I don't want the squirrels to get into them. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I have a feeling, I don't know, I hope it goes really well. I think the biggest issue will be keeping them watered enough because they're not in ground and they are in pots. We'll see. Luckily, I have a child who really likes to be set on chores and tasks, so I know she will help me out with the garden too. But that's what we did over the weekend, is we did that. Oh, we also did some stuff in our closet, which I'll show you guys. And then I'm gonna let you go because I gotta start our taxes. They're due tomorrow. And I need to get the garage. Ava's getting the dogs all riled up. Gotta get the garage sale stuff started, organized and listed. And what are you guys doing? And I need to clean the house. Oh, Ava's been enjoying her bedroom immensely. I think Kaya's been loving her individualness as well. She was really sad and like kind of bucking back about losing Ava in her room, but now I haven't heard her complain, and I think they've all been sleeping better. Don't mind my messy closet because I'm getting rid of so many clothes, it's not even funny. I actually just listed a bunch of stuff on Poshmark too, because I have a lot of really nice Lululemon stuff and Athleta stuff and Abercrombie stuff that I barely wore, but I'm too fat for, and I'm like okay with it. I don't want to be skinny like that anymore, so I'm getting rid of it finally. Anyway, so that stuff I'm getting rid of, that stuff that's Goodwill. I don't know if I showed you, John put this mirror up for me. I love it so very, very much. Yeah, my shoes are now in here, so they don't get dusty, which is nice. This is my side, as you guys know, and then I added this to John's side. So John has always kind of been like, I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it. And when we moved into this house, when we were looking at custom closets, we were going to do the same thing on my side, on his side, but on a scaled back level. But he was like, no, I really just don't think that I will stay organized enough to want or need that. I don't want to spend money on that. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? And he was like, I don't want it. So 2 years later, I finally convinced him to get some type of hanging rack in here. So I found one on Amazon that was only $100, and it's not the best made. Like, the wire rack parts are like, they bend real easily. Like, we can't put a lot of weight on them, but for what he needs, it's perfect for hanging stuff. So now he's got his 2 dressers, one right there and one right here, which usually he was just kind of like laying stuff on instead of actually using. And now he's got a spot for his clothes to hang so he can see everything now. So it actually works out quite well because it is the right size for here. It was very hard to find the exact size we needed to not crowd the closet. And then our laundry chute is right here, which is nice, so I don't have to have a laundry basket anymore. We've always had the laundry chute, I just never used it. I don't know why, but yeah, so I do need to, again, still get rid of a bunch of stuff and go through things, but now John has a place to hang stuff. There's still plenty of floor space and move around room in here. I might put a plant over there, but I'm going to clean up the closet a little bit and make it look a little bit nicer. And I think, I don't know, John and I have been talking about getting doors for that section and that section, just to kind of hide some of that stuff, but we haven't completely decided. Yeah, I do need to clean up and go through all my jewelry, but we did that. And now my bedroom's a hot mess because this is kind of where stuff is going until I mark it for sale and move it to the garage. And then Ava's already made a mess of her room, but these are the curtains I bought from Target. So I did order 2 more panels of those curtains, and then I ordered some, what do you call it? Shears. And the hardware is right there for the black hardware for the new curtains. And basically I'll do what I did in everybody else's rooms and the living rooms, which is I'm going to raise the curtain rod up to about the middle section and then widen it about 6 inches on each side so it looks like the windows are a little bit bigger and gives us room more space. So, and then I still need to order a new bed frame. Come on, Nuna, out of here. I still need to order a new bed frame for the queen size bed because that is on like a metal, just like random bed, and it's kind of falling apart. We got it from our friend for free way back when they were upgrading their bed, and just metal frames just aren't, I don't know. I feel like it's about to break every single time somebody gets into it, but just need to do that, and then that bedroom will be completely done and just in time for my parents to come stay with us for a couple days. My mom's gonna come out and help me with Ava's graduation party. And yeah, so that's about that. Ava's trying to stall and not do the dishes. The dogs are upstairs with me. Nice try.
Georgie's down here.
Oh, hi, Georgie. That is what we've done so far, and I'm exhausted. Oh, and I planted hydrangeas. I'll show you those. A little color outside my living room window, so I planted 2 hydrangea bushes. They're endless summer ones, so they will bloom from summer to fall, and I'm really excited about them. Because the ones in our front yard do really, really well outside of our other side of our living room windows, and those don't even get as much sun. So I'm hoping these in the backyard, like, flourish. Yeah, the ones in the front yard, it's that one and that one. They're already getting their new growth at the bottom, so yeah, I got a weed. I'm gonna let you guys go. Sorry this one wasn't as exciting as the last ones have been, but I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching as always. I will talk to you guys all in my next video. Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.